Hi, I am Melanie with Devotional 6 from the Making It Personal devotional series. I am prepping my page with super heavy matte gel medium and drying it with a blow dryer. After David thought about his relationship as shepherd to his sheep, he realized that was exactly the relationship God had with him. And so he declares, Yahweh is my shepherd, I shall not want, in Psalms 23:1. This comes from when a sheep was born, the shepherd became a parent to that sheep. The shepherd raised, guided, and spent a lot of valuable time with that sheep, and did everything to and for that sheep a good parent would do for their child. The intimate relationship allows us as sheep to cast every care on God, and Him as shepherd to take care of us. This is what Jesus is talking about in John chapter 10:27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. Today I want to praise Yahweh by showing that He is my Father, my leader, my Rohi. Join me for this Bible art devotional. I traced a sheep on tracing paper and is using graphite paper to transfer it to my page, using clear tape to hold everything in place. In Psalm chapter 23 verse 1, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Simply put, because God is my Father, I have everything I need. This is why God is against idolatry. And in our previous devotional, we learned that the correction for idolatry is to be given over to our enemies. This is a new cake watercolor palette, and I haven't tried it out yet. Hopefully it works out. I am tracing the sheep with a black signature pen and using a very thin piece of cardboard to give me a harder surface to work on. David is talking about a relationship with God, a father-child relationship. Everything we as good and healthy parents would do for our children, God does this and more for us. Even when His rod and His staff comforts, as Proverbs chapter 3 verses 11 and 12 says, My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline, and do not resent His rebuke, because the Lord disciplines those He loves, as a father the son He delights in. Immediately I saw the fiber shed from the brush and will be using a regular set of watercolor paints interchangeably. I'm going to play around with the cake paint set a little more. Psalm 23 is like an anthem for most people, but before we get into supplying our needs, giving us peace and rest, God wants us to connect with Him, to establish a personal relationship with Him. In turn, He will guide us, protect us, and give us an abundance of blessings our enemies will envy to their core. Can you think of ways God has been your shepherd? Ways God has shown you which path to walk? Which set of friendships to end? Which romantic relationships to let go? Which job to take? Or perhaps God has told you to stop doing something you love and enjoy. Maybe you have been hurt and God has held you until the pain subsided, until the tears disappeared, until you forgave. Maybe God has poured His love on you so thick that now you can trust again. Now you can love again. Maybe God has held your hand until you were able to walk uprightly on the path He has prepared for you. Or maybe you're like me. Every day I have to breathe, move, live, and have my being planted firmly in God. There are only 2 more devotionals left in this series, and while there is a list of names or attributes for God, I believe they all revert back to Yahweh. I would love for you to join me. This is about connecting with God in a different way. Nothing has to be right in your life. Nothing has to be perfect for you to join me. In fact, you can join me right where you are. Needless to say, I am a real person that doesn't have it all together. But I have a hunger for God, and if nothing comes together, I trust and believe that this will be the will of God for my life. The promises that God has put in my soul is more than enough for me to show forth my love for Him. Thank you for allowing me to show you how I connect with God. Most of us are familiar with Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for His name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for Thou art with me. Thy rod and Thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Before I got saved, this psalm was my go-to prayer, and I still whisper it in the midst of a chaotic heartbeat and in desperation to have a relationship with God. My prayer is for Yahweh to redeem us back to Him, be present in our situation, show us His wonders by healing everything that's broken in our lives, by becoming our banner and sanctifying us. Help us to hide His peace in our hearts and father us. Thank you. I love you for watching.